Tonight's episode is sponsored by our good friends at Vape and Ape, where they want to evolve the way you experience cannabis.
With state-of-the-art hardware and 100% cannabis-derived formulations, these high terpene extract disposables will get you where you need to go.
And make sure you check out this summer's limited edition strain, Tropicana Cookies and Gelato Dream.
And also for you rosin lovers, Vape and Ape does a limited drop of hash rosin disposables each month.
And right now, they are running a collab with Peachy's Purple Milk.
So find yourself a retailer at www.vapeandape.com/store-locator.
And check out their Instagram page at vapin__ape.
Because I'm mommy, I get a lot of guys wanting to be dominated. So I do a lot of jerk off instructions with mean mommy or, bossing. They love to be bossed around. So that's something I do a lot of.
Was that something that came natural to you?
Yeah, I was really good at it.
Me.
I am good at it. Yeah, I'm good at it, but it's not, I'm more submissive in bed. So it's interesting to be dominant.
Yeah.
I've done a lot. I've done a foot job, a 16-minute jerk off session where I jerk my stepson off with my feet and all these different crazy angles. And that's wild. I mean, I know that doesn't sound too risque, but it was wild because I'm not a feet person,
Sure.
but they're the feet guys. They're wild.
They're out there.
Yeah, the craziest thing I've had is a guy who likes to put his car keys in his pee hole. And
ow, ow, ow.
Welcome, fellow lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
Oh, that always balances you out.
Just pile it on, just balance out.
It's not piling on, it's balancing. It's why sometimes you have to snort
You're reacting.
why you have to snort a line of coke to even out.
Wait, what?
I don't know. Fuck, I've never done it. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of what's it called? Cocktails with Dimples and the Beard. Nick's sick.
Nick sick edition.
Nick's sick edition. We don't have time to fuck around.
Wow. We're gonna turn the tavern on.
Yay!
That doesn't mean anything. I wish I had something to do with. I don't know. How do you turn on Zin?
I think Zin Roulette.
Hey, you want another one?
Off the table? No, I think Zin Roulette might be off the table. I'm just saying it might be off the table.
It was your idea.
I know, but that fucker hit me harder than a 3 should have. That was stupid.
Was it cinnamon?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
cinnamon.
Okay. So you didn't find the cool mint I put in there?
Did you fucking fuck around?
No, but I am now.
That would,
So give us.
that would be fucking rude.
That's what I'm all about. Biatch. Makeup. Our makeup person couldn't be here tonight, so that's why if the beard looks a little paler than normal, because the makeup person wasn't here too. On his.
I like it when they.
I figured you would.
I'm kinky that way. It's on my
kinky with the Zen. All right. Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna get in before he throws up on the table.
No,
at least we're recording.
I'm good now.
We gotta do it a little closer. Oh, here it comes.
The color's returning.
Yeah.
All right. Tell them what to do.
Oh, we got yeah. Go ahead and like and stuff and subscribe, and then hey,
This one's not from Canada, I don't believe.
It's not at all. I don't even know where it came from.
I don't know. But...
Hey, you know what you can do? Go check us out on Rumble. We're expanding onto Rumble, YouTube. Rumble's a great place to go. Leave a comment in any of the social media aspects.
But watch us on YouTube.
Yep.
Because they pay.
Subscribe both.
Yeah.
Help us out. Appreciate it. Leave a comment. Share with your friends.
Your enemies.
And give us a comment. We love to chit chat with our fans and stuff.
How many milligrams of Zen are you up to?
Yeah, there you go. That's a great way to start.
Yeah.
Let's see. How often do you Zen? Every day? How many times a day do you Zen?
I think that's really the problem is I don't use them enough.
Well, yeah, you haven't been able to get into it, right?
Right.
Or build your immune system up to it.
Yeah.
That's it. So
yeah,
he'll be taking the Zen with him today, so he can take them. You know what you do tonight when you get home?
6.
Throw a 6 in your mouth before you go to bed and just lay there and fall asleep with his.
a hot idea. Can we?
I got all kinds of ideas. That's it. But you know what? Boom, on the dot. Let's not keep a pretty lady waiting.
Oh, that's fine.
A mature mother of the OnlyFans Persuasion. And let's see.
Persuasion.
Let's check out her journey. See how she got there. It's gonna be interesting. She hasn't been gone since she was 20. So
Do I talk now?
I can't.
So without
can you?
If you would shut the fuck up, I should. Yes. Watch me. I'm a professional. Really? Do I look that white?
I won't answer that. Go.
So without further ado, the beautiful Mrs. Robinson.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Mrs. Robinson.
How wonderful.
Hello, Dimples in the beard.
So wonderful to say that, Mrs. Robinson.
This episode starts with blue balls right away.
Right? And my vape's in the frame. There we go.
That's okay. Mine can be too.
Okay.
Is it a normal vape or is it
It is normal. In fact, you guys are a cocktails podcast, and I'm sober 20 years. So
That's all right. Sometimes I wish I was.
oh, I had to be. It was, it was like I was allergic to it. Every time I drank, I broke out in handcuffs. So it was like, I needed to do something.
All right.
that right there is the title, I think.
How many of those handcuff stories are you willing to tell on podcasts?
Yes.
Well, I don't know
How many do you remember?
None. No, I heard I had a lot of fun though, and thank God there were no cell phones back then, right?
All right. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm at your age and I'm thankful so much for that.
I am too. I wouldn't survive at the reality television, cell phones, social media. I would have run away.
Yeah. But then we put ourselves all over it anyway.
Right. But we're careful when we do it to a degree. I mean, obviously I'm naked on the internet, so
You
who am I to
are?
say?
What? Where? What?
You didn't say that. We got to close this shop down.
What are my parameters on
None.
here? Okay, awesome.
Absolutely none.
None.
All
Yeah,
right.
nada. We don't make enough money from YouTube to worry about them demonetizing an episode. So
Okay.
we're not going to get kicked off the channel. So
And we're
Sweet.
we're just interested in your journey.
Yeah.
To see how you got
Wow.
from handcuffs to
handcuffs.
talking
Well-
into blue balls.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you first of all for inviting me to be on your
Absolutely.
podcast. It was so cool. I was watching one the other day, talking about hoochie with weed or something, and I had never heard of that.
Nobody
And I
has.
was a weed smoker, but I never heard of that.
Nobody has, Mrs. Robinson. Nobody has.
Okay.
We've asked every weed smoker who's been on. This is the only guy who has ever heard that.
Okay. I'm gonna have to ask my my teenager who's 18 and
Well,
her takes if they've heard of that.
They're not going to have
And-
heard of it either.
I would have, yeah, and
Okay.
thank you for doing that. But I was a non-pot smoker in high school, and that's what I remember from high school.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Okay, so where do you want me to start? There's
Wait.
so much.
Well, there you go. How do we dive in? So when did you start the OnlyFans?
And why?
Okay.
And yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, that is a good starting point. So I'm 54 years old. I'm not your traditional porn star. I did start at 50, but prior to that, I'm from Western Pennsylvania, right outside of Pittsburgh. And I went to college here. I went to grad school here. I was a teacher in my 20s. Maybe you know my former student, Johnny Sins.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was
He's in
a
my
real
notes.
teacher.
Wait, hold
I
on.
really was a teacher, but Johnny Sins was not really my student. And I have to say that now because my local school district reported me for having sex with a former student because they saw my Johnny Sins video. And I had to tell them, honey, thanks for watching my movies, but that's not real life. That's just pretend. And, but I had to go before the school board and explain that. So that was kind of embarrassing.
Oh,
But
so
That's
I
interesting.
and I drank a little bit before we got going. So Johnny Sins, you had a student named Johnny Sins, but he wasn't the bald guy.
No, I didn't. No, the actual bald guy and I did a pretend reunion. So we actually did film together, and we said, "Oh my gosh, I saw my former student Johnny Sins," and we had a
Oh,
reunion. And because he's from Pittsburgh as well, and the timing actually aligns. My second year of teaching, he was actually in 10th grade. So it made sense that I could have been his 10th grade English teacher. So people believed it for a long time. And it was his most requested collab, no pressure on me. But
wow.
yeah, it was wild. And so we had a reunion.
But
But
wait,
So,
you
okay.
had to go in front of the school board, but you weren't a teacher at the time you made this video, were you?
no, but they were saying she is a parent in this district and she's having sex with former students, or she's having sex with students, could be a former student. And so
Did
I was
no, they did no research on any reality of it.
But
exactly, they
but
thought it
even
was real.
still, even if you're having sex with said student at you're both consenting adults now.
Exactly. That didn't make sense either. We were living in a kind of like snooty
Mm.
atmosphere, if you
Yeah,
will.
it sounds like it. Sounds like
Yeah,
that was somebody who just
Or right. Yeah, they were yanking off to your videos and then they said, I need to do something,
exactly.
because
Right.
it's a turn on for them, or I don't know.
Well, it
But
was a woman who
oh,
and she docked. Oh, I lost my earring. I knew that was going to come out. She doxed me and
oh
posted my
fuck.
name. Yeah, that was not a fun time. But enough about Kimmy, and that is her real name. Hi, Kimmy, if you're watching.
so bitch
Um,
Kimmy, you were just jealous because you wanted to bang Johnny Sins.
exactly. And thanks
Okay.
for watching my porn.
Yes.
So,
So we'll get back to your story, but since we're bringing the legendary Johnny Sins up,
yeah.
um, yeah, how did that? I mean, from Pittsburgh being the same thing in a collab, but is he as amazing in real life as he looks on film?
He really is. He is one of the most amazing humans in general. He's very soft spoken, he's very professional. I don't get nervous before shooting, but I got nervous because there was so much pressure. It built up for a year and a half. People were
Mm,
begging us to collab, and because they really believed he was my former student. And, he's an astronaut and a doctor. So he had to get with his teacher and do a student video. So there was a lot of pressure. And then when I got there, that's when he told me, "You are my most requested collab." And I thought, oh
Wow.
God, please
wow.
perform well, honey. And it did go really well. And it was
I,
my biggest selling
oh,
film to date.
okay. Well, good for you. And any
Thanks.
thoughts of? I mean, it sounds like you would want to perform with him again in the
Part
future,
two.
but
Yeah, maybe we should do part two.
oh,
That might not
yeah.
be a bad idea.
Let's get him together. Let's get him on the
Right?
pod and talk about it because the guy is a legend. So, anyways, we here to talk
Yeah.
about you and yep, we legend.
Okay.
So you got started.
Yeah, I got started. Well, I was a teacher in my 20s and then had kids, got married, ended up going in a different direction when I went back to work and started in advertising. And I
Hmm.
was selling tiny little newspaper ads. That's how long ago it was. People were still reading the paper and reading little ads. And I ended up really liking it. And I was recruited by a pretty big .com to go into the digital space. I was there for quite some time, climbed the corporate ladder, and I found something I was really good at. I loved it. And it's a male dominated world. It's like Don Draper Mad Men world, but I was a
Sure.
female in that land. And I learned how to garner respect. And I worked really hard. And by the time I stopped corporate America, it was just before I was 50, and I was the senior level executive.
Hmm.
Doing digital strategy, social branding, data analytics in the advertising industry. So I knew what it took to have a successful brand because I was teaching Fortune 500 companies how to
Ah,
strategize with their brand and
wow.
how to go viral, how to respond to negativity, which platforms to post on. So I used a lot of data when it was time. Um, Somebody had approached me and asked if I ever thought of doing MILF porn. And I clutched my invisible pearls and said, "Are you out of your mind? I'm a mom. I would never do porn. And
Right.
absolutely not." And I never thought that I would do it. Well, one thing led to another. And at that point, I think my younger child was 14. My daughter was 24. It was COVID. And we're pretty open in my family. And I brought it up to my now almost 19-year-old. And I was like, what do you think about mom doing OnlyFans? And, after he spit out his water and was like, do you think they want to see that? No offense, mom, you're really pretty for a mom, but you think they want to see that? And I said, well, I personally don't think they want to see this because, society tells us you guys want to see young girls. Honestly,
Right.
that's what we hear. But the data, if you go to
Mm-hmm.
Pornhub analytics, the top searches are MILF, cougar, older woman, younger man, hot teacher, stepmom. And I know from working in data analytics that the numbers don't lie.
Right.
So my kid said, go get the bag, mom. I don't care. And so I went and got the bag and I started out with a free page on OnlyFans and then launched a VIP page. And I used those skills from my prior work to do it. And it blew the fuck up.
Awesome.
And
Well,
I was
good
in
for you.
shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. I just came out of the woodwork. And then I kind of trolled Kieran Lee a little bit on Twitter about Brazzers. And he said, you should be on Brazzers and I want to direct you. Come to LA. And in a month, I was in LA shooting for Brazzers. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
What
When it
am
happens,
I
it happens.
doing? Yeah, it really did. And Kieran was wonderful. And he introduced me to Cherie DeVille, Alexis Fox, Nikki Benz. He introduced me to Johnny Sins and Riley Reid and all of the important people because being older in the porn industry, you have so many advantages. The younger girls, there's a lot more competition. I don't know anyone who started at 50. And I'm getting nominated for MILF of the Year with AVN and XBiz. And I'm like, what is going on? How is this happening?
I just wanted to make a few videos and what the hell?
Yeah,
Well, it's funny.
It was wild.
You talk about data, and our data certainly shows that you're right. Our two most popular episodes are with MILFs, and they, they get a lot of views.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So you're not lying, that's for sure.
And you know what? The guys are nice. No, and the guys are so nice too. And I think that's different. When I see what they put on, of course I get some of the hate. Someone come get grandma. She escaped out of their nursing home or whatever. But
Fuck you
most of them are
guys.
very kind, right? Yeah. And I'm like, go get your dad and shut the fuck up. But yeah, it's been really interesting. And I built up my social media platforms. I actually did that before I launched my pages because I needed people to know who I was before they would get invested in wanting to see me naked. So that's what my Instagram is. And that's why I'm so active on social media. I answer every single comment. I'm very strategic when I post, what I post. Everything takes time. I don't just go, oh, I'm going to post this reel today. It's 30 minutes ahead of time. I'm commenting on my peers' pages and I'm liking things and following people. And then I post and then I answer every comment. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. People think, oh, you're taking the easy way out. You just have sex on camera and make money. And the sex part is like the least of it. It really is. So
it's just a lot of work.
It's fun. It really is. Yeah.
So when you started this, were you obviously you were still working? And at what point did you say, I don't need to work at my other job? Or did you quit it before you started it?
It was about a week before, like I had told them I'm thinking of leaving. I was working for a really good company at that time. It was a startup in New England and it was for programmatic advertising. And I was making a very, very good living. And I was really worried I wouldn't be able to make that much money.
Right.
And
especially at first.
Yeah. After the first week, I was
wow.
I think I'm gonna be okay. So
okay, so you didn't have to deal with any of the it got out at work and I'm doing this because I didn't
no.
Okay. So
no, in fact, some of my former clients found me on there and they've told me, if you ever do want to come back to corporate America, you still have a job with us. Like you were really good at what you did. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but it took me a long time to find something I loved. And so the fact that I was good at it, I was like, yes, because I hated teaching. Other people's kids got on my nerves and it just wasn't for me. And I searched for so long and I still miss it, but I those guys are like, come back if you want to. And
So let's not brush over that, because that's a huge compliment to you, and you should
thank
embrace
you.
that if they want you back, even after all the exposure of your
Right.
OnlyFans, and they're willing to. So that's a tribute to you.
Thank you. Yeah, because I hear, I argue on the internet once every 3 months, and today was one of those days. And this guy said, it was on another podcast I had done, and he said, you can never get another job again. And I said, but I can. And I went back and forth with him, and he said, you have no morals or values. And I said, you know what? I'm a really kind and giving person.
Yeah.
I don't hurt anyone. I give without wanting anything in return. I'm a really good mom. I treat people well. And isn't that what values and morals are? Why do you care that I'm naked on the internet? How does it affect you? Don't look. I mean,
right.
seriously, go away.
Right.
Right.
So why do you I shouldn't say feel the need to talk to these people, or just why wouldn't you just ignore them?
Oh, I do 99% of the time.
Okay, good.
But that one time every 3 months, I just go there. If I'm just having a shitty day, I'm like, you know what? F this guy. I'm going in on him.
Yeah.
Because why not? And then I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I don't, because they're pointless to talk to.
Right, because you can argue the most logical of arguments, and there's no way you're right with these people.
Right.
So, but I'm with you, and obviously we don't get the amount of comments that you get, but I do love the negative ones more than the positive ones. They're fun.
Yeah. What I was thinking of doing was for Instagram Reels and for my YouTube channel. You guys tell me what you think. I was going to do like the Jimmy Kimmel, how celebrities read mean tweets. I was going to read all of the mean comments I get and react to them. Does that sound like something you'd want to watch, or is that like we could just read them on your page?
Wait, are you topless?
No, I'm trying to get I lost my YouTube monetization. I'm trying to get it back right now. So
yeah. Regardless, no, I think it would be it would be funny.
Yeah, I mean, obviously bonus naked, but no, that would be when you were saying it would be funny, because those are funny, especially if your good demeanor of how you read them, and you're not. That could work really well.
All right, cool. Thank you. Let me ask you something else.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I know it's your show, but I want to ask you. So the last time I argued on the internet, it was a guy who said that women lose value after a certain age. And I said, doesn't that depend on what you value? And he said, well, you can't bear children anymore because you're too old. And I said, what about the women who don't want to have kids? I mean, I have two, and didn't affect me, but how is a woman who doesn't want to have kids of lesser value than a 22-year-old ripe uterus woman? How do you think women lose value as they age?
Absolutely not.
No.
Right? No. I don't either, but I thought, sometimes maybe I'm off. I don't know.
No, so whoever this guy was, you have the right to argue with him, and I would argue with him, because that's so opposite. There's so much more that you should cherish about a woman as she gets older, and I feel a woman that as they get older get more and more beautiful because of their lines. You know what? That's their life. That's the story that they lived a life, and that's in my age, that's what I want to learn about somebody. Right. So that's fuck him.
Yeah, that's just somebody who goes and puts negative comments everywhere he goes, because he's miserable with his own life.
So
can you imagine that though? Like, that's what you do with your day, going like, how about that bad mojo? Like, I don't even want that. I can't imagine doing that.
Right.
I'm assuming he's alone, and he's struggling to find a partner, and hope he's by himself for the rest of his life.
Me too.
I know. I appreciate your questions. They're fun. They're fun to answer back.
And I hope he's watching.
I do.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean,
Little Miss No Value. Yeah, that's the thing. They're all watching too.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we do in America here, we do it wrong, because, in other countries, not all of them, but they're, they honor as people get older, and they respect their wisdom, and they respect what they can learn from them. And we don't take advantage of it. And I think, we've been there where we want to get some wisdom from older people, and enjoy their stories, and just let them talk. And, so we've got it backwards in this country.
I agree with you. My mom is really sick right now with stage 4 cancer, and every day I'm her sole caregiver. My dad's just a little too old to take care of her, and I'm an only child, so it's all on me. And I love learning all her little things. I just found out the other day my dad and mom were at Watergate at some kind of ball of some
Oh,
sort. And my dad danced with Zsa Zsa Gabor. And I was like, holy shit, that's so cool. Why don't I know this stuff? Like, this is what I want to learn, like all the cool stuff you guys did. So,
Yeah,
good
right.
for him. That's
isn't that
yeah,
badass? I'm
it's
like, you want my
badass.
dad? Your bad self.
Your mom must be gorgeous if you still ended up with her.
She is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a fighter. She's unbelievable. I don't know how she's doing it. I told every day I tell her I would have tapped out so long ago. They gave her 3 months to live, and it's been 3.5 years.
Oh, good
Oh,
for her.
bless her. Way to go.
Yeah,
Good
thank
for
you.
her. Yeah, we wish
Yeah,
her all the best, and we will definitely send good vibes her way.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So only child. How I didn't grow up an only child. Growing up as an only child, and now here you are, their only child. Do they know what you do now, or do you brush over that?
Um,
Because you're their only baby, is I guess
right.
we're
Yeah, and I have a very Dago Italian dad from Brooklyn. Um,
sure.
it's it's never come up, but I know that they know. I
Okay.
don't think
Okay.
they want to talk about it. I wouldn't, if I were them. They're liberal, but I don't think they're that liberal.
Yeah.
But they don't want to hear about it. They don't want to see it. But
If you,
As long,
if you're happy, they're happy.
right. As long as
exactly.
their attitude towards you doesn't change, that's the
Right.
biggest thing, really.
Right.
Oh, good
Yeah.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, how was he with when you were in high school dating, being the Italian dad? Was he hard on these boys or what?
There was one kid, I just reconnected with this guy on Facebook. He said, I'm afraid to connect with you. Do you remember your dad chasing me up the street? I was like, I do. We still tell that story at Christmas time. Um, he was rough. He was very rough. He actually, my senior prom, we all rented a motel afterwards to get drunk and shit faced. And we were all like in this room getting drunk and shit faced. And my dad showed up because
Oh no.
they were so strict and dragged me out by my hair and was like, what the fuck are you doing? And so that
As a,
wasn't fun.
as a dad, I appreciate what he did. Not by the hair, but I appreciate
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
not by the hair, but theoretically by the
Oh,
hair. Yeah,
gotcha.
it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
No,
kind
he
of
wanted
respect
to.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
he was
know.
not happy.
So was that the
Oh,
start of the handcuff? No, it started with dad pulling you, not dad
right,
handcuffs, and then it turned
Right.
into.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, we
right.
would love to hear a few stories of the handcuffs.
Oh God, the drunk stories. Well, I got out of I did get pulled over for, when we were younger. I don't know if it was like this for you, but I remember one time being pulled over. I had been drinking and he said, "Oh, you're drunk, just go home."
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I did. But there was another time, and they handcuffed me for drinking and driving, and another cop car pulled up, and I actually knew the cop, and they let me go. So I didn't spend any time in jail, which was very
Okay.
nice.
Bonus.
But yeah, it was more like it's more of a phrase because I always caused trouble. I was a wild drunk. I've been kicked out of every bar in Pittsburgh. I run in the middle of the street. I'd get a little like obnoxious. I've pushed people down the stairs. I was bad. I was really not a pretty drunk whatsoever. One time, my fiance at the time, he worked as a stockbroker, and I walked into a bar and he was talking to this woman, and I went up and threw a drink on her, and it was his biggest client. And yeah, that didn't go well. That ended.
The engagement ended. Okay.
Yeah, lots of stuff like that. Just very ugly.
You left
Yeah,
chaos in your wake.
yeah. It was like I was like a tumbleweed. Anywhere I went, it was like, oh, here she comes. Look out. Yeah, just a
So you
big
had
old
some. Did you have some friends that are like, I can't wait to go out with you, and other friends like, once she's had 4 drinks, I'm done.
Yeah, it's funny. I was in a sorority in college, and I'm still very dear friends with my four closest sorority sisters. And
Oh,
when I
nice.
told them, "Hey, I'm getting sober," they were like, "We didn't even realize like
Oh,
that it was, we knew you were wild, but we didn't realize you were drinking more than us. And I said, well, I also thought you guys blacked out every night. And they weren't.
I thought we just all blacked out together.
Right?
Yeah.
I thought that's how
Oh
those nights were
God.
supposed to end.
And hooking up with every bartender so that I could get free drinks. And I
Okay.
was wild in that way too. I was a little hoish there for a while when I was drinking. So
A hoochie girl.
yeah, a hoochie girl. Yeah. Oh
So
my
She
God.
was hooching it up.
I was hooching it up for sure. Absolutely. Oh God.
that's
And
been more of the consensus of my term, and I maybe I was just drunk and mixed it up, but I stand by it. Anyways,
yeah,
so is it? I shouldn't say every. You can't always say every, but I mean most girls they have guys have longer horror stages, right?
yeah, hoe
or
phase.
slutty stage. So a lot of girls do it, and it's why not?
As they should.
Right.
As they should.
Exactly. Why not? I mean, if you guys can do it, we can do it. And
Yes,
it's
yes.
funny. I don't date. I don't go out. My time right now is really taking care of my mom, but for the past 6 years, I haven't been on, I think it's 5 or 6 years, I haven't been on a date and I haven't said yes to a date. I just, and people are like, well, don't you hook up? And I'm like, I think I'm all fucked out. I think all those years of hooking up and then, I do porn, but I don't date, I don't hook up. And I definitely did in my younger days, and I
Yeah.
had a ball. I don't
Right.
regret any of it. I was, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. There was this one guy that he purposely spilled a drink on me in a bar, and I remember his name was Topher, and he's like, my
Oh, you
apartment
hooked up
is,
with a Topher?
Wait,
yeah.
Was his last name Grace?
I don't remember what his last name was.
I've only heard of one Topher, and that was a dude from that 70s show.
Oh, that's where I know that name. I'm like, how's that sound familiar?
Yeah.
He's like, hey,
I would think hearing, hey, my name's Topher would just dry you up.
right.
That's why he spilled the drink.
Yeah. And conveniently, his apartment was right next to the bar. Let me go get you a shirt. And come on, we'll get you a shirt. And I'm like, look at this guy. Okay. So we get there. He pulls out a guitar and starts strumming and singing. I go, you know what? Put down the fucking guitar. I'm a sure thing trying to get back to the bar. Give me the shirt. Let's do it. Let's go. And I never forget that. He was like, I'm like, yeah, save it. Save the guitar.
He's
We're
like,
good.
wow, I'm good.
Really? That's smooth as shit, man.
Thanks, Topher.
So
Wonder where Topher is today.
I know.
There aren't a lot of Tophers, I'm telling you. We
They're
can find
not.
Topher.
well, good for Topher.
That.
He knew he kind of brought the game. He brought it. He knew what he was doing.
Wonder how many times do you think that worked for Topher?
I'm
It
thinking
must have worked a lot, but I was after like the first couple bars, I thought, enough of this. I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear this. Let's just do it and go.
he usually gets girls swarming, and you're like, just if you stop
Right.
playing,
So
I'll
wait,
leave
Yeah.
with you.
No, wait.
I'm looking at my watch.
Let's get it done and go back to. So the sex happened, then you went back to the bar.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
With
Nice.
the new shirt. My friends were there. We
Nice.
were, going out for the night. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to miss anything.
And then okay, and this was during college or after college or
It was in college. It was probably 1992, if I had to guess.
good years. Yeah. I'm thinking of the music. So two things I want to is at what point did you say yep, I'm ready to get married after you got sober, or did you get married and then get sober?
I was dating a guy and the rest of my life was completely unmanageable. Got sober, got married. And yeah, that's about how it happened. But it didn't take right away. It took me a few times to actually stick and stay and not slip and relapse and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, the end was wild and I was just done. I was so exhausted and tired and it just wasn't even working anymore. And I'm just sad though, because all the drinks look really cool these days. They're all fruity and fun. And yeah, I missed all that shit, but
Well,
whatever.
exactly. And you know what? They were just as fun and delicious back when you were doing it. So you're not missing anything today. They look different, but they're the same.
Yeah.
And I just want to give you a lot of credit. You said 20 years sober or 20?
Yeah, it'll be 21 this September. Thank you.
I mean, congratulations on that, because that's a huge
Thanks.
feat, and just to be able for you to acknowledge that in yourself.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Have
Thanks,
you
guys.
have you ever gone 21 days?
Nope.
I had neither for many years. Oh gosh, no.
Yeah.
But she's a lot smarter than I ever am.
Well,
No,
So
I'm
she gets it. I'll never get it.
certainly not disagreeing.
not.
So wait, you said you had a vape. Is it weed or is it nicotine?
No, no, it's nicotine.
Okay.
And look how ghetto it is. It has what is that called? Duct tape on it.
Nice. So,
That's all I have.
so you're not California sober. You're sober. So
No, I'm sober. Yeah. Yeah.
We've
no
had a
weed
guest
for
that
me.
say they're California sober, which is
yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
that's the path I'm headed toward is California sober.
Hey,
So,
whatever it takes, I don't
Yeah.
judge. Whatever
Yeah.
it takes for people to feel like they're living their best life. I'm plugging my computer and it's telling me, "Hey, what are you doing? We're
Your
gonna
battery's
die."
going to die.
we've had guests just stop and we're like, oh, they didn't like us. Nope, their battery died.
We've
No.
also had our battery die in the middle of an episode.
This is
So
true. This is
yeah.
true.
Oh gosh.
It
My
happens.
last podcast, my computer overheated. So then I pulled out my backup computer and I always do a practice run before I hop on. Professionalism is important to me. And it was moving so slowly, I looked like a robot. So we're going with the one that overheated last time. Hopefully it doesn't overheat.
Well, I'm fascinated by your journey.
The subject matter may have it
Thanks.
overheating.
That's true. That's true. So now that you're this far into it, now and I want to touch on another subject, but I want to hit on a couple of people that you Brazer, that's huge, and
Yeah.
you're on Holly Randall,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
she's legendary and her family's legendary.
Yeah.
Her mom and dad are just amazing throughout the years. So how did you
I
get
love
on
her.
her podcast? And she's a great interview. She's a great
Yeah. She really
person
is.
to
She
talk.
invited me.
Okay.
She found me on Instagram and asked me to come on her show because what I
Wow.
haven't mentioned yet is that my older child, who's 28 now, when
Mhm.
COVID hit, she and a handful of her friends decided to start an OnlyFans. And I tried to talk her out of it. She wouldn't listen, just like every other child doesn't listen.
Which is
And
true.
so for about a year, she and her friends did OnlyFans, made a bunch of money, had a lot of fun. So Holly invited my daughter and me to come on the show because of the mother-daughter aspect. Because we
Yeah,
always
sure.
had creeps asking us, "Are you going to shoot together?" No, I fucking gave birth to her. And my daughter would always say, "I came out of her. I'm not going back in."
That's a brilliant line right there.
I do.
Yeah.
I did watch that episode, and I remember her saying that, which is true. So let's
Yeah.
talk about just because she has a great interview. So your daughter and friends, she's out?
Yeah. She still has an OnlyFans page, but she went more the content creator route. She's a performer. She went to school for musical theater and has had national tours. She's a vocalist since she was 2. Like sings the national anthem for NFL, Major League Baseball, had a
Wow.
cruise contract, traveled everywhere. And then COVID kind of shut down performance stuff for those kids. So when they started doing it, they made a bunch of money and then she's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to go back to what I was doing. So now she does social strategy for like D-list celebrities, like people who were on The Bachelor, and then they decide to do something else with their life and like maybe have a supplement company or a lifestyle company.
Mhm.
A lot of comedians, I'd say C-list, D-list celebrities. She does their social media. They send her a bunch of content and then she turns it into magic. And so she loves doing that, but her stuff's still running. She still responds. I believe we don't really talk too much about it, but she still has it. And we've done things together like TikToks. We were on Barstool Sports together. We were on Holly Randall together. TikToks and Halloween pictures, things like that. But that was the most, of course. And anybody who even asks on either platform, we say that's disgusting. If you mention it again, you're getting blocked. And a handful have had to be blocked. So
Now I have 2 questions for you. First,
Yeah.
does your daughter deal with Z-list celebrities? Because we could use some.
She does. Yeah, she does. She deals with anybody who needs a social media strategy. She's phenomenal at what she does.
Yeah. And second, I'm curious why were you into content creation when she went into OnlyFans? Had you started? Because I'm curious why you told her no.
I had already been on OnlyFans. I had already
Okay.
started, and then 6 months into it, she said, "Hey, so and so and so and so and I are going to start OnlyFans." And I'm like, "You just finished college a few years ago. What about getting a job down the road?" And she's like, "Mom, I don't want to work for anybody who would judge me for that." And I said, "Fair enough." And she said, "And half the people in entertainment are on OnlyFans anyway." So I didn't want it to be one of those things where she sees mom doing it and now she wants to. And it turns out she and the friends had been talking about it prior to me even getting into it. So um, she said, "I was always afraid to tell you." And then
Sure.
you're like, "Hey,
I'm doing it.
ta-da."
Yeah, part of me thinks that the girls who don't do it are fucking crazy because
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Like you grab the bag, right? Like, I mean,
Right.
it's out there for you. And I mean, why not hit while it's hot? And COVID was a weird time and you didn't know
Wow.
how you were going to make money. And so,
COVID was crazy, guys. Like that money was very different than it is now. I mean, to be fair,
Sure.
people think we're all still making, we're not making, I mean, at least I'm not making COVID money. It was absurd. The government was giving people money. They couldn't leave their house. So they're sitting at home jerking off for months and months. And
Oh, I
it,
know.
it,
he,
it
he, he's,
was,
he still has OnlyFans. He hasn't canceled since 2020.
well, good. Yeah, and anybody who's listening to this, if you mention that you saw me, you will get a special free treat if you join my OnlyFans.
Oh,
They mentioned they saw you here.
Yeah, on your podcast.
excellent. And just because sometimes
I saw you on our podcast.
You got it, baby. On the way.
spell it out that they should punch into the search because sometimes it is goofy.
For sure. It's onlyfans.com with a backslash, and my name on there is Mrs. Robinson VIP. So if you have trouble finding me, you can go to my Instagram, and all of my links are in my bio. In my Hoobie link, there's it says Mrs. Robinson, then there's the description, and then there's a link. Click that, it will take you right to my OnlyFans.
You get a lot of the young guys asking you what Mrs. Robinson is all about and wondering if it's your real name. And
yes. Oh, you're married? No, honey. Go watch The Graduate and come back and talk to me.
Was that one of your favorite movies or just because it worked? Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. The guy I was dating in high school, we used to love to watch old movies, and we watched that one night, and I'm like, this bitch, she's fucking badass. I love her. So when it was time to pick a name, I'm like, Mrs. Robinson, it is.
yeah.
And it worked so perfect.
Yeah, it really did, especially for like keywords and search engine optimization. Sure. I come up now like right with Simon and Garfunkel.
Right.
Yeah,
you're welcome, Paul. And
right.
There's been a resurgence in that song, and you're the reason why.
Right. It's so crazy.
I'm drawing a blank. Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel.
Art Garfunkel. Yeah, I couldn't think of it either.
Yeah, I was drawn, but yes.
Nobody remembers Art.
Yeah. Nope. No. Sorry, Art. You rode the coattails. Anyways. So did at any point did your daughter and her friends come to you for advice then? Like,
oh yeah. Actually, yeah. I had a management company, like kind of my own agency I was running, and I helped them a lot. And I kind of put a blueprint together. They said, we want to do it exactly like you did. So I put together kind of a PowerPoint and a Google Doc. Here's what you do. Here's how many posts you need. Here's how much content you need. Here's the content that you need. You need a foot job. You need a doggy cream pie. You need a blowjob facial. 3 solos, squirt. Oh, you don't squirt? Get a bottle of water and let's pretend. So I did.
Hey, wait. You're not paying for fake.
You're like a magician who just gave away the trick.
Right?
Wait,
well, I don't have that problem, but
That's the
I
next
don't need,
question. Finish
yeah.
your thought, and I got a next question.
Yeah, no. And so I told them what they needed to do and help them create the socials. You need a couple email addresses, make 2 TikToks because one will be banned. Make sure you do this on Instagram. Here's when you post on Instagram, how much to post, what to say, what not to say, how many posts need to be on your OnlyFans the day that you launch, the times of day to post, because that makes a difference, what to say on Instagram so that you don't get banned, but you still have to get people from your Instagram over to your OnlyFans. That's always tricky, especially now because they're watching us like hawks, most of us at least. Except there are
Right.
some girls out here full on bush and labia, and I post in a turtleneck, banned, banned.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they hate us,
You
but
just can't figure it out sometimes.
Have you,
no.
are you still on like an original Instagram account or have you had them? Oh, really?
Well, I'm at first, my OG account, Mrs. Robinson XOX, was banned 12 times and I paid to get it back every single time. So that account is back, but I've had 12 backups. They're out there. I mean, just random accounts of me, but they just kept banning them and they never tell you why. They never let you appeal it. And even if you do appeal, so you have to find someone, some shady guy who knows somebody at Instagram to bring your account back. Same problem on TikTok. I hit 1 million followers on TikTok. The next day they banned my account. I didn't even do anything. And I cried real tears because that was back when TikTok allowed us to put your OnlyFans link in your TikTok bio. I had a video, a cringy one too. I looked absolutely 80 years old and blah, but it went viral. And with my OnlyFans link in TikTok, I was getting 3 new fans every second we were watching it. It was like, it was just going up, and I was like, holy shit. So then I was like, TikTok making time, and I was making them, and finally hit that 1 million mark, and they took it away. So I think I'm at like 170, 180,000 again on TikTok.
Wow,
But
what a difference.
I know.
We're at 112 on TikTok.
That's
Thousand.
great.
No, 112.
Thousand.
Oh.
Thousand.
No, 112.
Thousand.
There's no
100.
zeros.
Oh,
There's
no zeros. Oh,
no.
okay. I thought you meant 112,000. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
No.
Okay.
It would be incredible. I
Fake it till you make it, baby.
no, I'm
That's right.
joking because I don't know how to
We
use
don't.
TikTok.
Yeah.
I keep trying and we'll throw some out there every once in a while and they'll get 1,500 views, whatever, but it
Yeah.
doesn't lead to any new follower. It doesn't lead. So TikTok baffles me. I don't know how to, but I've noticed, and since this is kind of what you specialize in, have you noticed a slowdown in Instagram? Because we cannot grow on Instagram at all right now.
So, yes and no. It depends. They change the algorithm all the time. If you go onto your settings, do you check your account status regularly to make sure none of it is going against their bullshit standards? So, I'm going to show you.
I do know what you're talking. I have checked it, but I don't check it regularly.
You should, because it happens to me all the time. I posted 3 random 4th of July pictures and I got the notification, we don't like these. So I had to take them down because what's happening is they're not showing your content to other people. You want to get to the account status page that looks like, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You want all green check marks to be here. And
so I guess I've always read that wrong because I always assumed that they were talking about just that post they wouldn't show to other people. But you're saying if you have those on you, they're not really showing.
No, you're not showing up on the explore page. And your stories, you should always have like 3 to 6 stories running 24 hours a day and post them at different times of day. If you have time to do it, if you want to be that invested, have them running, hide hashtags in them, put your hashtags, make them really small, put them up at the corner, match the color with it so people can't even see it. I do that and I hashtag Cherie DeVille, Holly Randall, so that anyone looking for them is finding me as well. Always have a call to action in your stories in every post. When you put a caption like, I don't know, hey, we're at the Germantown Beer Fest today. Have you ever been to a beer fest? Comment below. Always give them something to comment. Time of day, always look at your analytics and post only when your followers are there. And before you post, pardon me, go through and respond and like comments from people who have responded to your content before, and go find other podcasts and like comments there too. Do that for about 20 to 30 minutes before you post, 20 to 30 minutes after. Yeah, I mean, it's very time consuming.
All right. Well,
it will work.
We've shouted him out before. I'm going to shout him out again. I think you've been on Dustin Ripka's podcast.
Yeah.
So Sex Party. So Dustin, you're going to start seeing a lot of comments from us.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I was on
we have quite a bit of crossover with Dustin. So
I bet.
Yeah.
Dustin's is the one my computer overheated during his podcast. So then that's why the quality is so bad in the rest of the reels he posted, because I was on my phone that had a crack in it, and the video is just absolute shit.
Well, I would believe that the content probably was steamy enough to overheat your computer for his, because he gets pretty steamy on some of his episodes. So
yeah, he does. And it's funny because I also do a lot of vanilla content creation. I recently walked in New York Fashion Week for a bunch of shows.
Nice.
Paris Fashion Week at 54 years old, which is, really pretty cool.
Huge,
cool feather to put in my cap. And so I have a regular modeling agency that also manages me. And some of Dustin's stuff, I'm like, sorry, buddy, I can't. I can't put that I'm auctioning off my anal virginity. Like, I'm gonna get dropped.
Wait,
hold on now. Auctioning?
Is this real?
Well, it is real that I had considered it.
Yeah.
We were going to do it on Twitter, but we think Elon might not like that and he might ban me. And it took me way too long to get all the followers on Twitter. Is so hard to grow, and it's all organic growth. But
Elon,
he
doesn't ban anybody.
Oh yeah, Elon's not the big believer in the First Amendment that he said he was. There's a lot of people getting banned on X these days. Uh-oh, we lost your audio.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, there you go. You're on. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what happened. A lot of sex workers have been banned. So I'm just very careful with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if you experience it, we don't. Yeah, that's not the thing.
It's got to be a terrible thing to worry about waking up every day to having your accounts gone.
Yeah,
and your income adjusted or cut off.
Yeah. When my Instagram went down, I had such a significant drop in revenue. It was painful. And I just did something that was really uncomfortable a couple of weeks ago. I had just
lost your anal virginity?
No, not yet. Not yet. Pretty soon. I maybe. I'm thinking about it. Maybe. But I had 515,000 followers on Instagram, and I couldn't figure out why my comments and my engagement rate were going down. And I talked to somebody at Instagram. I have a meeting with them once a month now. And she said, what happens is people create Instagram accounts and then they create another one, and their old one kind of just sits there. So there are all of, millions and millions of inactive accounts. So a certain number of people I've been on for 4.5 years now. And I said, let's get rid of all of the inactive accounts or anyone who's a bot. And it dropped me down to 306,000. And it was like, my ego was like hurt. I'm like, I want my 500 back. But now my engagement's back up. It really worked. And that's really what matters, is engagement rate.
So are you seeing the growth kind of escalate pretty quickly again then?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It worked, but it was painful. It was really hard to do because I was like, people are going to wonder if people started hating me or something.
That's funny.
A little ego thing, but then
I kind of forgot about that, because I remember when you said yes to doing our podcast, I remember getting excited and telling him we're going to have our first guest with over 500,000 followers on the podcast. That's funny.
There it is.
Yeah. And I did have them, but they weren't interacting with my content. And so that's no bueno. But I guess if you take all of my social media, it's definitely more than it's probably close to 1 million if you take all of my platforms and put
Right.
them together. Probably about 1.2 million.
You ever think about putting all of this SEO and all this knowledge into just like one little pamphlet for podcasters and selling this thing?
Or like a class or
Yeah,
something.
because I could
Yeah.
learn so because I have no idea. You know, we're
Yeah,
flying by the seat of our pants, and
sure.
I have a kind of a rhythm now where I'll post a reel every day, and then I turn it
Okay.
into the story the next day and post it. You know, I put it in my stories,
Sure.
our stories the next day, and then post another reel and kind of rotate through like that.
Okay. Are you posting static posts as well?
Nah, not really, not very.
You should.
Other than like the thumbnail for the episodes, we will, you know,
Okay.
but for the most part, it's reels.
Okay. You should mix it up, for sure.
Okay.
At least once every like 7 or 8 times, put in a static carousel.
Oh,
And then, when you're doing your reel and it says location,
yeah.
put a different location in every time. So you're targeting different audiences in different locations. And then also under topics, you have to identify who your target audience is. And like, and you can probably see some of those demographics in your Instagram insights. So you know who they are. Are they guys who watch football? Are they guys who are construction workers? Are they women who like wear makeup? Figure out who your people are that are watching your shit.
Horny
And
dudes.
Yeah.
then horny dudes. Okay, so I can tell you, horny dudes. So you would want to target cars. Because under topics, you get to pick 3 topics that apply to what you're doing. And my topics are technology, financial markets, and sports. Even though nothing I'm saying in my reel, but I want to target the guys that are watching that are into that kind of stuff. So
And-
switch up your topics.
Okay.
Okay, I could talk to you about this forever, but we're gonna bore people. We got a beautiful woman on who gets naked on the internet, and we're talking
I'm
about.
sorry, you're right. You're right.
No,
Cut it out.
I'm
Cut this
sorry.
out.
I'm sorry. Like
No,
I
it's
said, I could
very-
ask you questions all night about this.
Right. No, it's
Thank you.
extremely interesting. But how did you go to 54 to say nope, no anal?
I have an
Never.
extremely tight butthole, and I just was like, yeah, this is a one-way street for me. And I've definitely tried, and I've
Okay.
definitely done solo anal to a degree, but not to get too medical or technical, but I have a retroverted uterus, which means my uterus is like planted on my rectum, on my asshole. So it really is painful. And I've done the
Okay.
whole numbing thing, try to numb it and all that shit, but it's not there that hurts. It's like my organs are there. So yeah, it's
Getting punched in the organs.
So for not
Yeah.
lack of trying or lack of interest or curiosity,
Right.
it was okay. Well, that makes sense. So I
Yeah.
got to understand that. But it sounds like you're still intrigued and willing to try for the right.
I am. I need to find a small, you know, partner to do that because butt plugs are fine because they're short.
Well,
but
there you
like
go.
a constant pounding.
I mean, I don't
He
need to toot my
volunteers
own
tribute.
but teeny tiny. So what I was
On my way.
gonna say was you won't feel a thing. I'm just saying.
But
we did have
I got one more technical question to ask. Is
Yeah.
extremely tight butthole a good title that will get us in the algorithm for the episode?
That might get you shadow banned.
good title, but
Right.
I disagree. Yeah, we probably should. We did have a guest on that was later on in life, and then really enjoyed anal later on. But she had her husband, and then she had her anal boyfriend because he knew how to do it, and he was a little bit smaller. To your point, not again. We joke about teeny tiny, but he was the better fit, and so she loves anal with him. So she had her. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Good for her, doing whatever it takes. Yeah.
And she did. Yeah. So she loved it.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, I'll report back to you guys if and when it happens.
Oh, we'll know. We'll be following.
I'll come back on and tell you all about it.
Yes, for sure. For sure. As soon as that auction ends, we'll be like, are you coming back on the podcast?
Let's talk about it. And does he want to come on? We're not to shame him because he's got a purpose, right? That back to the thing. He's serving
That's
a
right.
purpose.
Yep. That's right. Yep. Market
Whatever.
for everything and a purpose for everything.
Yes. Do you thinking of a market for everything? So how far do you go with fetishes and things on your OnlyFans? Because it's out there, and we've had quite a few on that have gone extreme. So do you have a menu, like a menu of what you allow and what you don't allow and things like that?
Yeah, I do. I don't do anything like peer poop kind of gross shit like that.
Sure.
I it's just I don't know. Go somewhere else for that. Because I'm mommy, I get a lot of guys wanting to be dominated, so I do a lot of jerk off instructions with mean mommy or bossing. They love to be bossed around, so that's something I do a lot of.
Was that something that came natural to you? Because I guess what I'm thinking is, not. I'm assuming you're wearing a mean person girl going into it, and maybe the first time someone said, "Dominate me,"
Yeah, I was
be
really
mean
good
to
at it.
me.
I am good at it. Yeah, I'm good at it, but it's not. I'm more submissive in bed, so it's interesting to be dominant.
Yeah.
I've done a lot. I've done a foot job. A 16-minute jerk off session where I jerk my stepson off with my feet and all these different crazy angles, and that's wild. I mean, I know that doesn't sound too risque, but it was wild because I'm not a feet person,
Sure.
but they're the feet guys. They're wild.
They're
I
out
would
there.
say, yeah, the craziest thing I've had is a guy who likes to put his car keys in his pee hole, and
Oh, wait. Oh, ow, 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 ow.
yeah, until it gets infected, and then I
What?
scold him for letting it get infected, and then he goes to get his antibiotic, and I tell him I will not chat with him again until I don't see green stuff oozing and the scabs are gone. But I've gotten many, many videos and pictures of the keys right up in there.
Several guys or the same guy?
Um, one guy with the key, but probably 20 guys with objects in the pee hole.
Oh,
But the key guy is, and I love him. He's a sweet guy. I've learned to not judge fetishes.
right. Absolutely. No judging, but
100%.
it just, you can, as somebody who's not into it, you instantly feel the pain.
Yes, and I don't even have a dick, and I feel the pain for you guys. Like I can't imagine my urethra getting banged out by a key.
No, no.
Yeah.
That's a whole thing. That's not just hey, I want to key in my penis hole. That's a whole thing. Fetish
Yeah,
that
it
he's
is.
or a whole
Yeah.
not a fetish, but more of a scenario, dream scenario. Or
Yeah.
wow. And again, 100% what you said.
Consenting adults, good on them.
Yeah, no
We're not
judgment.
judging.
No.
Yeah.
No. And we don't because people have those kinks, right? That we don't
Yeah.
think about. And you give it a place for them to go and fulfill it without being judged, without
Right.
having to worry about
Yeah.
where to do it. And I guess my next question to you is, you just said he's a sweetheart. So have you? I don't want to know about any bad things with the people that are subscribers, but some connections with them. It seems like, right? And
Yeah, that's important to me. I mean, there's one guy, he was going into surgery. He didn't have any family, didn't have any friends. He was alone in the room before he was going into surgery. And I'm chatting with him like it's going to be okay. And you'll be all right. I'm here. Let me know if everything goes okay. And I'm kind of invested in it. I have another guy out in near Columbia, Missouri, and we do phone sessions and there's nothing sexual happening. We just chat and catch up. And, I've grown to really appreciate some of these guys. And, they ask how my mom is. Last night I did an ask me anything on my Instagram, and there must have been 30, 40 guys asking how my mom's doing.
Oh, that's
So
sweet. Yeah.
yeah, I use Instagram as a place to kind of get to know me, and then they go over to OnlyFans for the naughty stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I do.
That's why OnlyFans works so well, is that connection. And nobody's gonna, I mean, I'm sure you do still get some, I mean, maybe you don't get some douchebags who pay and come on there just to be chaotic, but for the most part, if you're paying for a subscription, you're not going to go on there and be an asshole or whatever. So
Well, I did the other day I got a request. Somebody asked me if because I make a lot of custom videos and I have limitations on those. They're always solo. Obviously, I can't just snap my fingers and have a dick in the room, but they're always solo.
Or in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes guys will write a full script and I'm like, holy shit. And they are time consuming to make. And I price according to time and what it entails. So usually they like personalized jerk off instructions where I'm using their name. And that's one thing. But the guy last week, what did he ask me for? I got off track. My brain just went.
That's okay. You'll
Wow,
come
you're
to you.
usually asleep by now. Yeah, but what did you ask me? I can't believe my brain just
If
did
it was
this.
mean, like somebody mean, he had asked about like.
Oh, he wanted me to crawl on the floor and bark. And I said, this has to be a joke. I'm certainly not doing anything demeaning like that. And he said, it's my kink. And I said, yeah, you're gonna have to have somebody else do it. I'm not doing that because I always think it's somebody like that I have some weird, strange, unknown enemy somewhere that's trying to do this, like to get me to do weird shit and then put it on the internet.
Well, and
that guy's though, that's his kink. That's what he likes.
Yeah, and let's face it, he's going to find somebody willing to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
it's just not me.
yeah. And why should you do things that aren't you? You're still, I mean, you're representing yourself in this. So
but I think a lot of the guys can't, or and I shouldn't say can't, they have the full whatever it may be that they can't go talk to a girl like this, or they for whatever reason they freeze up and it gives them an out and it gives them a place that they can express themselves without being judged in a bar or a.
Yeah, and they'll often say that too, like, hey, this is going to sound really weird. And it's usually something nowhere close to some of the weird shit I've heard. Like, and I learned a lot from being a hoe in my younger days. I was shocked at how much I didn't actually know. And that there's cum eating instructions, a CEI, jerk off instructions is a JOI, and coaxing them to scoop and eat and taste their own cum. I never knew that was a thing, but I'm like, well, I guess I could see if I had a dick and I came, I probably, I don't know, but
well,
I've learned a lot.
Any guy who said he's never tasted his own cum is lying.
Yeah, I think so too. But there are some that like to enjoy it like a meal,
right?
And I think that's a little
like
different.
a meal.
Yeah, that's a little different. But
there's been accidental things that happen, but there are some guys that say, "Hey, back off, that's mine." So
right.
Come to bed with a spoon.
Get your spoon out. Yes, literally. That's what I say. Go get a spoon or a straw or whatever and swirl it around.
Get your cum spoon.
Another thing I didn't know, dick ratings and cum shot ratings. They want me to rate their cum shot. They want me to praise them for how far they shot their cum, how many ropes. Oh, that was so thick. Great job. But clean up that mess under your computer area. Like I pull out the mom stuff. And then the dick ratings, I didn't know were a thing. And I also didn't know about SPH, which is small penis humiliation. And that's really a thing. That's huge, small penis humiliation. And I've gotten really good at it. In fact, do you know Nikki Benz?
Yeah.
Okay, Nikki Benz and I did one together. It's a small penis humiliation dick rating. And so anytime somebody asks for one, I'm like, do you want, one for me live where I'm making it with your name? I have pre-recorded ones, or do you want to see what Nikki and I have to say? And it's 5 minutes of us just destroying the small penis guy. Yeah.
And he's loving it. He's loving it.
Yeah, loves it. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing, but okay.
Do you find that most of the people that want dick ratings would rather be humiliated or rather be praised?
No, they want to be praised.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They want to know the truth and they respect my older, more experienced viewpoint because they're probably thinking I've seen more dicks. I don't know. But,
sure.
And that I'll be honest and
Well, if
So
I was
yeah,
gonna get one, I wouldn't want fucking sunshine blowing up my ass. I want the truth, you know?
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
and I'm very honest and I'm
Yeah.
very thorough. And, I do written ones, I do audio only, I do video ones. Some of them want, okay, well, I want you to rate my cock on video, but I want you to play with yourself while you do it. So the pricing goes up based on
Sure.
how much is involved in that particular video.
Yeah, that's your time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We did have someone a guest that wrote a poem about our
About her,
penises.
yes.
No way.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It was yeah, it was fun. It was different. It was interesting.
And we-
So
You know what? We still haven't read them on the podcast.
we need to read them. She did a great job reading or writing them and then sending a written copy and then a video
Yeah,
to us
video.
about it. So.
Okay, that's great. Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
love
we
shit
need
like that.
200th.
200th, we can read the poem. There you go. Okay.
There it is. I was
Okay.
gonna read his. He was gonna read mine. His we kind of wanted to do.
I
But-
love that.
But you're the first that I heard about the cum shot
Yeah.
rating.
Yep.
Yeah, butthole
Which-
ratings.
Oh, butthole ratings. Oh,
Anything you
okay.
can rate. Face ratings. So then I switched it around because I'm always looking for new ways to share my content and mix things up. So I'm like, guess what? Here's a bundle of 10 pussy pictures and video clips. Rate my pussy.
Okay.
And they have to buy the content to see it, and then they get to rate it. And I've gotten good ratings, so yay!
Yay for you.
Now
Yeah.
I can understand guys thinking you've seen a lot of penises to do penis ratings, but butthole, they're assuming you've seen a lot of buttholes that you can rate.
Well, I just say things like, "Wow, it looks really clean." It's I
So-
like the way you've groomed around it. There, it's not furry. I don't know.
It's not
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
not much to
It
say
looks
about a butthole.
even. I know it's very symmetric.
they're all kind of the same. I mean, I guess they're. Have you seen one where like, is
That's
that really
a
a
weird
butthole?
butthole.
Is that really a butthole?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
I've seen. I thought it was a gaping pussy, and it was not. It was some guy's asshole. So,
Nothing, no prolapse or anything.
right? What was in there? I mean, it literally looked like they had a Michelob bottle up in there.
Yeah,
We've gone from very tight to very.
there it is. There it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the things that I love, and I think that we just are all over the place, and we can talk about whatever, and we
Yeah.
learn, and we have
Right.
fun doing it.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a blast.
Yeah, the first month was shocking to me. The pictures that would come in, I'd be like, "Holy shit!" And then there's a Google Dick too, and there are guys
Wait,
who
what?
will. It's like a popular. I guess if you Google dick pic, it's the same dick pic that comes up. So every so often, a guy will send that as his dick, like, "Oh, look how horny I am, baby. Let's sex." And I'm like, "It's the Google Dick. Nice try," but I didn't know at first, and I thought it was his real dick. But
Sure.
I'm on to the Google Dick now.
Look, son. You know how many dicks I've seen? You're not
Right.
fooling me.
I don't fool me.
Yeah.
A dick like that, you're not asking me.
Right.
What do you feel what do you enjoy the most? What's the most fun for you? The rating.
To rate, I love it all. I mean, dick ratings are, I don't want to say monotonous, but the most popular thing I do. So I love when we do something different, like rating buttholes or faces and being honest about it too. Like, "Oh, I really love your eyes," or "What a great smile you have." And they know I'm going to be honest and transparent. And the hard thing, no pun intended, is when a guy sends a dick and says, "I know it's small." And in that moment, I'm like, is he saying it's small because he wants me to say it's small and I humiliate him? And so I have to kind of ask questions to try to get, and I'm like, but size, doesn't usually matter. And are you wanting a positive dick
Yeah.
rating? Like, where are we going with this? What are you trying to
Give me a
say?
little direction.
Give me a clue.
Have you ever gone one direction and it was supposed
Yes.
to be the other?
Yes, that's why I'm really careful now. Yeah, lost that
The
fan.
first time.
That guy's still crying somewhere.
Yeah, I really read that wrong, and I'm usually a good reader of people, but nope, not that day. Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you wanted me to. I don't really think that because I really don't. I mean, it's to the point where I'm like, your dick is so fucking pathetic. You look like you have two peas and a tic tac. That's repulsive. I wouldn't fuck you and with that little thing you call. I don't even call it a cock, and it's all acting.
I'm crying.
Yeah, it's all
I'm just covering up
acting.
my shorts here. How did you see?
Normally it's you that cry on the podcast.
Oh, so you just never know what you're gonna get.
So speaking of dick pics, when was the first time? Obviously, now it's in your, you do it as a profession.
Yeah.
Back, when was the first time you ever got a dick pic, and what was your reaction then?
Yeah,
And
it
and it was
was
probably him that sent it, but that's a different story.
no, it was the guy I ended up marrying, and
Oh,
yeah, because phones weren't a thing when I was in college or anything. So
right.
and then we got married and I never got another one. So I was not a dick rating kind of gal. I had seen a
Sure.
lot from my wild days, but as far as being blessed with a lot of pictures, no.
Well, if you
I
want to
did get
text
one airdropped. I did get one airdropped to me before.
on
And
accident,
yeah, oh, I know somebody did it. I was on a flight and
Nice.
it was when your iPhone could receive airdrops.
Mhm.
It received from everyone. And I got it and I'm looking around the plane. And then I was flying with two of my friends and I was like, did you just get a dick on your phone? And they're like, yep. We all got it.
I heard a story about a guy who got in trouble for that.
No way.
Yeah.
Brett Favre.
No, it was on a plane and he airdropped it to everybody and they pulled him
Yeah.
off the plane.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
So can I just toot my own horn for a little bit
No.
here? You people and your cell phone dick pics. Before there were cell phones, remember those Insta cameras?
Yeah.
Those Kodak Insta cameras?
Yeah.
Well, I've done this a couple times where I was at a place and if somebody would leave it out, I would take it in the bathroom, would take a picture of my dick and then let them develop it and look at it months
No.
later.
I am going to, well, I don't have a dick, but I might do that with I might do a titty pic. That's
Prove it.
beautiful. I love it. If I do get a chance to ever do that, I will send you evidence.
Fair enough.
My penis was on the wall in the bathroom, a girl's bathroom at a bar.
Oh,
Ooh, how'd that happen?
The bartender had a Polaroid and came out and took the picture in the parking lot. And then
I love that.
this was before phones as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Or back in
Polaroid.
the days of flip phones, maybe. But
Oh my God.
yeah, she just came out in the parking lot with a Polaroid and took a picture and then put it up in the bathroom. So
That's
Oh.
beautiful. Is
Yeah.
it still there?
I don't know. I haven't been back.
Well, he's not allowed back. Because-
Right.
They all rated it. They're like, you can't come back here.
We saw your dick. Bye-bye.
My dick is lovely.
It's lovely.
Lovely.
Hey, if it made it into, artwork, I'm sure
right.
it is.
That's right.
That it is. That it is.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm the
gosh.
one who went and put it up in the girl's bathroom, but
Speaking of artwork, this is a kind of cool thing. My daughter and I were invited to be part of this. They made our buttholes, our boobs, and pussies into NFTs. And this company did it in Portugal, and they did all the top porn stars, and they invited us all to come to Portugal. They flew us out. There was a red carpet event, and people were buying these artwork buttholes. So somebody out there has an NFT with my boobs, my vagina, and my butthole, and they paid a
Wow.
lot of money for it. Yeah,
Okay. Well, not everybody can say that.
yeah.
that's
How about them apples?
right. And that's the cool thing about an NFT. Normally there's not a lot of them. I mean, I don't know how many,
Right.
but there's not a lot. That's the point of
No.
them, right? So
That's right.
Okay. So do they do you sell them on your web or
No, there
anything?
was only
It was all
one.
them.
It's one.
Oh, it was one on
booth,
one?
badge. Yeah, one of one. So
Oh
I,
wow.
yeah, and I said I would always tell people, and I was trying to help my daughter earn revenue too. If you're inviting me to this project, my only condition is my daughter gets invited. So we both got invited, and the guy that bought it bought the set.
Nice.
So
Mother,
he
daughter.
owned all of them. He got every.
It's all 6.
And it was
Nice.
probably a little pleasure of his to have mother daughter and all that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Not
Hmm.
stepmommy. He's looking for mommy.
So I love that. NFT. Of those, it's only one. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really usually limited to 100 or something. But wow.
Well, I mean, NFTs started when they were originally like one of ones. That was kind of the point of them.
Yeah.
And then people started to, oh, we can sell more than one.
Oh, I
Right.
didn't know that. I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't into them. I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
that.
So it was like, oh, we'll make 100 of this one.
Just make it, limited. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, pretty cool. So
You're
my
an
butthole's
original.
out there. My butthole is a piece of art.
I want to know if it's on a market somewhere. Like, is there?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Solana. It's traded on Solana.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you.
Yeah.
I'll send you some links.
We've had Victoria Fuller, who was a playmate, and she
Yeah.
does the Rogue Bunnies NFTs. So
Oh, sweet.
there are a bunch of the playmates who got together when Playboy got decimated after
Yeah.
Hef died, and they created all these NFTs. And there's like, I mean, there's varying degrees of them. There are
Right.
some that's one of one, but then there's
Yeah.
ones that are more common ones that there's like one of 300
Like trading
or something.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do
Right.
own a handful of those. So
Oh, nice. Okay, so you get it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
cool. I will definitely send you the link.
I'm-
It's kind of cool.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I still don't really get it.
Right.
Like,
Neither do I.
No.
I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
And we literally had her on explain it to us.
3 times.
Yeah.
3 times.
Confusing. It is. You just spend money. It's out there somewhere, and there's a card somewhere, but not really.
Right. I haven't.
But never once did she talk about a butthole.
No, there's no buttholes on the Rogue Bunnies. No, let's not. No, they're not doing the buttholes. Solana's got the market cornered on that one. So
Yeah.
Perfect.
right,
Yep.
I'm interested. I am
Okay,
definitely
cool.
interested.
All right. We'll wait for the link. Awesome.
You got it.
So what's next? Do you got some big projects coming up? What's
Yeah.
on the agenda?
On the agenda right now is just to continue to make content, both PG and X-rated content. And I'm actually being made into an avatar for something called Sugar World. And I urge you to look up Sugar World when we hang up and follow it and follow the Instagram page. There are 100, I think 120, I don't know how many of us porn stars, and they took us, we went to LA, we went to where they do the Marvel characters in that big dome thing where
Yeah.
you get scanned, turned us into avatars, and they built an entire universe where it's a game and it's Web3. You join and you can take me out on dates. You can wine and dine Amaranth. You can fuck Danny Banks. There's all of us in there, and there's also a partnership with Fleshlight. So it's a really real experience.
The experience could be you virtually watch you fucking a porn star, and then hopefully you would have that
It's you,
flashlight to
yeah.
do it
So
while you're
you
doing
can
it.
say-
So
yeah, and then we're also selling
Yeah.
the goggles that go with it. It is so lifelike. My avatar looks more like me than I do on most days. Yeah, it's so lifelike. It's freaky. And oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to see it.
well, if you don't have a flashlight yet, you should try and get one.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope I do get one. There's a partnership with Fleshlight, so hopefully I'm on the list.
Nice.
Perfect. Be exciting news when it's released.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
So
Well, thank you guys. Were you cutting me off there are we done?
Now, I got one more question about Sugar
Okay.
World. I mean, we are trying to wrap things up, but you keep bringing
Yeah.
up more and more interesting things.
Sorry.
We're not cutting you off.
No.
But I apologize if you felt that way.
We're always about, we don't want to keep guests longer than they don't want to be kept. So it's,
Oh, okay.
once we get to like an hour, we're like, okay, maybe but I do this Sugar World thing. Are they taking investors for this, or is this something
Yes.
okay.
They are. It started about 4.5 years ago. I got in at the ground level, and we were able to invest in it as well. And I think they're always looking for investors because the technology is truly, this isn't just me saying, oh my gosh, it's not like anything you've ever seen. It is nothing like anything you've ever seen. It's going to blow your mind, literally and figuratively. It's unreal. So that is coming up, and I am part of that. And I'm also going to be working with Spank Chain, and that is a company that is making it possible for people in the industry to collab with each other. So you have a profile page that says what you do. Here are some pictures. Here's who I've collabed with. I've been on MILF.com. I've been on Brazzers. Here's my OnlyFans page. And you have your testing results uploaded to it as well. I live here, but I'm going to be in LA on these days. And it helps people connect to collab in a safe manner. And we have really needed that because, I've built quite a network, so I don't have trouble finding people to collab with. But if you're new in the industry and you need to collab, you need some boy girl content. They have taken that. It just said your battery is low. You might want to plug in your PC. I'm going to plug it in and hopefully it doesn't overheat. But they have taken away I don't know, not that they took it away. They've given us a way to connect with people and do it in a safe way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have an OnlyFans, you could maybe sign up to just be a
Yeah.
partner.
Stunt dick.
Stunt dick.
Absolutely. Yep.
What's the name again?
Spank. Wait, Spank Bank or Spank Chain? I'm in both of them. Spank Bank. No, Spank Chain.
I was gonna say, there's no way Spank Bank wasn't already taken.
Yeah, no, it's Spank
Yeah,
Chain.
that's a chain. I never heard of that one. So
Spank Chain. I believe it's Spank Chain. I'll let you know that too. I'm taking mental notes of what I have to get back to.
Well, the Sugar World thing is very interesting to me because anybody who doesn't think that the virtual sex world is going to take over is crazy, because
absolutely
this generation of people don't want to talk to each other.
Right.
Right.
So like it's going to be big.
Yeah, it is. And you can go miniature golfing, like actually go miniature golfing. And then you can buy presents for the girls. You can, if one day my hair isn't looking red enough, you can make my hair red, or my boobs look small that day, make them bigger. You can like customize your girl to look the way you want her to look on any given day.
So if I like sign up and I go on a date with you and I buy you virtually a present, do you get any cut of that or anything? Or do
I get the present. Yeah.
Okay. Because I assumed I would literally have to pay for it, but okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Hand over the business card.
Yeah.
Hand over the business card.
Nope.
Be my first Sugar World subscribers. Yay.
Is it live yet? Is it?
It's live on beta, but
Okay.
not live. It's not live for you yet.
Sure.
Okay.
They're working out the kinks and everything, but the first launch is coming up, I believe, within 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
It's gotten pushed back a few times because they're not releasing it until it's perfect.
Yeah.
And I believe I'm in the second round of girls being launched, but when I got in, I think I was like number 22 or something like that.
Okay. So, but
Cool.
if you go to Sugar World Instagram page, you can continue to watch the progress of when it'll be launched.
Yeah, I highly recommend following Sugar World.
Yeah.
See, and I think, and there's a Vimeo video out there somewhere. Yeah, it's Sugar World. Yeah, they only have like 776 followers right now, but it shows you this video. The main video will show you how real it is. And this isn't even with the kinks worked out. So
Oh,
it
wow.
tells you about it. Yeah, just check it out.
Rad.
Definitely will. And yeah, I'm going to be.
They probably need an official podcast.
Yeah, never know.
You're thinking with your dick. I'm thinking with I'm thinking of money.
We're both thinking
How
with
can
our
I
head.
monetize this?
Yes. How can we get involved in the
Right.
financial part of this?
Heck yeah. Heck
You want to
yeah.
spend all our money, and I
Yeah.
want.
Which
Oh,
is,
you guys are awesome. This is like one of my favorite podcasts I've ever done. Thank
Well,
you
thank
so much
you.
for having me.
Yeah, well,
It was-
I hope we do it again. This was a lot
Me
of fun.
too.
And
Yeah.
and like I said, I want to contact you and to find out just how much you would charge for the pamphlet of information. Just put together and I will pay you for the playbook, because
Okay.
we are not, we don't have that part of this. We're good at the
Sure.
talking to the people, but the technology part is still rough for us.
so whatever pamphlet you
Got
do
it.
come up with, the pamphlet cost, and then
Okay.
the pamphlet, naked cost. So,
Okay.
just
You got it.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Robinson.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This was wonderful. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate you. Please follow me on Instagram and on OnlyFans again. Come say hi, say that you saw me here, and you get a special free treat. But most of all, come to Instagram, and thank you, guys. I'm really grateful and appreciative to have been on your show.
Oh,
it's such a pleasure.
we are far more grateful. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Enjoy your
Enjoy
night.
you
Yeah, have a good
too.
night.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously, though, get your asses out of here.